Hey everybody, John C. here in sunny Southwest Florida. Welcome back to another monthly update for Lee and Collier County. Now this is the video, as you can see from behind me, the stats for these two counties, and specifically since we just finished the month of May and we're in the beginning of June, I love to put these out at the beginning of each month and share with you the most updated facts for the two counties for home sales. Now I like to do this because a lot of you look at the national news and you think the national news is our news here in Southwest Florida, and actually, it's not. So if you're watching news that's out west, maybe somebody from California or even some of the Northeast states, if that's where their broadcast is coming from, they like to position our real estate market similar to theirs, which it's not. I saw something earlier this week showing that the West Coast, basically middle of the country, all the way out west, is having a decline in the real estate market overall. There's a few spots and states where it's not. And then everything on the East Coast is having a nice steady climb or even just flat, nothing necessarily falling or going crazy off the chart, except for some big cities that will remain unnamed. Let me share my screen with you here, and I will go over the stats for the last 12 months. And let me just remind you what we're looking at here. Lee County, teal looking line, Collier County, orange line. Google what cities are in those counties if you're not familiar with that. I usually speak to that each video, but I'll hold off on that now. But let me show you one more thing and we'll get started. So this is all the way back until January 2022, but these stats here, these percentages and numbers, this is actually just the last 12 months. So back through May 2022. So when you look at these numbers, whether it's a positive or negative decrease or increase, just know that it goes back the last 12 months. Oh, one more thing. So I have not excluded or made this to where it's just a specific price range or if it's just a single family or a condo. This is everything in Lee and Collier County, all the homes that have moved on and off the MLS. So let's look at this. I've just looked at this today, so I'll give you my thoughts and opinions through this. And as we're looking at this, if you are on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help out this channel quite a bit. I would greatly appreciate that. Let's look at the median home price. How is that doing? Staying pretty steady in Collier County, just a slight downtick of $5,000 over from month to month. And if you look up here, Collier County, only we have actually an increase over the last 12 months of 1.6%. Lee County, just a slight decrease of 1.2% over the last 12 months. But as you can see, since March, April, and May, we've actually had an increase in the median closed price. Now, median is a little bit different than average. Median is that middle number. If you have 100 homes, it would be that home in the middle, like the home 50. Average price takes all the homes and merges those together. The thing with the average price, which I don't typically get into this too much, is because in Southwest Florida, sometimes you have multi-million-dollar homes. I've seen some even up to $50 million sell. When that happens, the average is thrown off. Even when we have big sales like $10 million, $11 million homes, the average is thrown off a little bit and it can miscue. This is why we have bigger swings on the average. New listings, but again, back to this, let me not skip through this too quickly. Median home prices have been nice and steady over the last 12 months. Again, small shift here, small shift up here. Very nice, nothing crazy, no big drop-offs or anything like that. How many homes went on the market last month? What were our new listings? And this is a typical trend. That's what I'm going to talk about here. This trend, March, April, and May, if you're familiar with Southwest Florida, it's when people start heading back up north. So there's fewer people down here. Same thing happened last year at this time. Let's see, March, April, and May. Again, and this is what will happen here. This will continue to decline throughout the summer months. And then as people start to trickle back in October, it does start to go back up through the fall, winter months. But we'll see this continue to decline. The new listings will continue to go down over the summer months. It's just what happens here in Southwest Florida. Homes for sale, how many are on the market right now? And this is interesting because supply and demand, right? So how many homes are on the market? This has trended down just a little bit. And if we look back, let's see if that's the same thing that happened back in March of 2022. So no, so March 2022, we actually continued, homes for sale continued to go up. And the reason for this, by the way, was because last year at this time, this is when interest rates really started to go back up about the third or fourth month of last year. This is when interest rates really started to climb back out of really low interest rates, right? 3, 4, 5%, and then getting back up into the 6% ballpark. And that's what we see there. Pending sales. So how many homes are actually going under contract? Again, we typically see this decline for the summer months, but it's nothing out of the ordinary in regards to percentages. if we look at just compared to last year, it's only a small decrease comparing where we are right here in May 2023 all the way back to May 2022. Just a slight, it really is very slight, 1% and 3% in regards to how many homes actually went pending. So home total sales, this line trends after the pending sales. So as we see this go down, this is an indicator what total sales will be when we do this video in the month of June or July. When we do June's video in July, this will also continue to go down just slightly. So you can see it's just a small decrease, no big deal there. Days on market, this is ticked up again just a little bit, but still, I don't want you to get overwhelmed by looking at this and going, oh my goodness, look how much of an increase. You have to remember we had 5 and 6 days on market. That was record lows days on market back in April of 2022. And this here is actually still below the norm. If we look, and I like to do this, let me look at the last 5 years. So we are still way below where we were. Now this is, after COVID, you had this crazy run for about 18 months where homes just wouldn't stay on the market. But if you take that out of the picture and you look back in 2019, which really 2018, 19 around here was a pretty steady, healthy real estate market for us. If you were to say normal, you can see here average days on market was closer to 50 to 80 days on market for the two counties. We are still way below that, 22 to 31 days on market. So even though some people feel like the market has just, the brakes have gone on, they have not. Things are still moving, but they're taking way longer than they were a year ago, where it was 5 or 6, the increase. Look at this increase. If your car suddenly came to a stop or slowed down 342%, you would feel that jerk. And that's what people are hearing and feeling in the news. They're feeling this number here, days on market. And then let's look at last two here, month supply. That's leveling off, which is good. That means how many homes coming on and going off are pretty similar every weekend and week out. The inventory is not flying up anymore. We're leveling off and actually dipping a little bit there for Collier County. And then percent of list price, we can see, and again, these numbers were jacked up back here. This, for some reason, doesn't take anything into consideration over asking price. So we can see here, this also is pretty steady. But if you list a home, most likely you're going to get anywhere from 97%. That's the median on your listing price. So I hope this helps. Hope you enjoy these videos. Again, if you do, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. I'm John C. here in sunny Southwest Florida. If you have any questions, you're thinking of buying or selling a home here in the area, we'd love to chat with you. Have a great week.